So we are basically in the midst of the month of Cancer, and there are a lot of things that we can talk about, regarding this week. But one of the first outlook that I want to give on the month of Cancer is to notice that all the month has this type of energy of confusion, of complication. Anytime we come into the month of Cancer, it seems like somehow the cosmos is in a bit of a disarray. It goes a bit disheveled, a bit too much emotional. It's a little bit of a zoo somehow. And it's very interesting because every one of the weeks of the month of Cancer contain like almost a medication or a pill that we can take cosmically, from the universe to help us overcome all the confusion and all the complications of the emotional energy that is so charged in the month, of Tammuz, which is the month of Cancer. So the good news about this week is that Mercury is not in retrograde. So communication is going to be a little bit better. But we have other things coming up. And one of the things that is very, very important this week is all about the planet Pluto and its position, in reference to the Sun, because Pluto is in Capricorn, already for a few years. And Capricorn is the IRS of the zodiac. It's the one that checks and double checks and triple checks everything. And Pluto being, opposed to the Sun, creates that the person needs to search really deep within themselves. Like there are many things that Pluto represents, because it's the planet that is in the outer skirt of the solar system. The scientists call it a dwarf planet. Sometimes it's a planet, sometimes it's not a planet. But what it represents for us, it's really like the underdog, the underworld of every one of us, the way that we really internally are. And it's usually the piece of us that we are trying to hide. And we know that, it's of course not a coincidence that, everything is coming up also in the month of Cancer, since Cancer is all about emotions and there are so many layers about them. What's happening this week is that Pluto reveals a lot of things, brings up to the surface a lot of emotions that were buried for many years, and that, in accordance to what the Kabbalists teach us, and particularly, the Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation, which we are basing all the Kabbalistic astrology on, all the difficult illnesses, especially the illness of Cancer, God forbid, is connected to the month of Cancer, because the trauma will happen in the month of Cancer. That's the way that it's explained in the Sefer Yetzirah. Why? Because it's an emotion that we haven't overcome. Now, the thing that is interesting about it, and I'm going to quote another important, very famous medieval Kabbalist and astrologer. He was also a medical doctor. His name is Rabbi Ibn Ezra, Avraham Ibn Ezra. And it's around the 11th century that he lived. And he asks a very interesting question. He says, okay, in a time of a great plague, and many people, and there were many of them in the Middle Ages, and that many people, are going to die. What? Is it written in their chart that all of them are supposed to die? Because there are ways to see in a chart that the cycle of a person is terminated. There are ways to get hints, not to really see it 100%. So what does it mean? It means that in the chart of everyone, it's actually written that this is it, it's the end for them. And he answers no. Because there is free will. There is the work that the person is going to do on themselves. There is the work of healing that the person is going to do on themselves, the physical healing and the metaphysical healing. He says that in time of great plagues, in the chart of everybody, there will be an awareness of a certain danger, of a certain something that can befall us, a dangerous zone. But if the person has prepared himself emotionally, spiritually, and even physically by eating the right foods, that's what he writes, then the person will go through the danger zone, but will be fine with it. So one of the things that we have, and the particular energies that is revealed this week, we have the planet Neptune and planet Chiron, which is like a nanoplanet also. It's in between planets. We consider it very important because this week it's located in the first house of the astrological, map of the week. And what does it tell us? It tells us that the medication is already there. If we heal our emotional system, if we talk about how we feel, if we open up, if we are not afraid in a way to face the monster of the month of Cancer, then already the healing can begin, and then, nothing is going to befall us, because in the end of the day, free will is given to all of us. So there are many, many secrets this week on how to reveal better emotions, on how to even, in a way, confess, right? I had bad thoughts or negative energy or negative feelings towards somebody. That would be the week to go and tell them, look, I'm sorry, I might have judged you in the wrong way, and I'm willing to make amends for it. This is the best way for us to heal, because Pluto will confront us with a lot of things this week, some of the things that we don't want to see. But since Mercury is actually in direct motion, this is the time to talk about it, and this is the time to really find healing for all of us. So it's a really, really important week, and I really hope that everyone is going to take, the best advantage of it. So wishing everyone a wonderful week.